Hello. Okay, so I want to show you an example of what I want you to do for your poetry project for your screencast. So we have this Odyssey poetry project um, Google slide presentation, and each of you have your own page. I've included my Google slide poem at the top, and I'm going to show you what to do as far as the presentation is concerned. So you do not need to appear on camera. I'm just doing this to say hi before I go into the presentation mode. So the first thing that you want to make sure that you do once you get your Google slide set up is you want to make sure that you have linked your poem to the top of the Google slide. So when doing your screencast, you're going to click on your poem and go to the website or wherever you have linked your poetry to, and you're going to read it. So this is called Ithaca by C.P. Cavafy. As you set out for Ithaca, hope your road is a long one, full of adventure, full of discovery. Lystragonians, Cyclops, angry Poseidon, don't be afraid of them. You'll never find things like that on your way. As long as you keep your thoughts raised high, as long as a rare excitement stirs your spirit and your body. Lystragonian, Cyclops, wild Poseidon, you won't encounter them unless you bring them along inside your soul, unless your soul sets them up in front of you. Hope your road is a long one. May there be many summer mornings when, with what pleasure, what joy, you enter harbors you're seeing for the first time. May you stop at Phaeacian trading centers to buy fine things, mother of pearl and coral, ember and ebony, sensual perfume of every kind, as many sensual perfumes as you can. And may you visit many Egyptian cities to learn and go on learning from their scholars. Keep Ithaca always in your mind. Arriving there is what you're destined for, but don't hurry the journey at all. Better if it lasts for years, so you're old by the time you reach the island, wealthy with all you've gained on the way, not expecting Ithaca to make you rich. Ithaca gave you the marvelous journey. Without her, you wouldn't have set out. She has nothing left to give you now. And if you find her poor, Ithaca won't have fooled you. Wise as you will have become, so full of experience, you'll have understood then what the Ithaca means. Okay. So then you're going to go back to your presentation. And on your presentation, you're going to go through the connections and the comparisons that you made. So first, connections, obviously, it mentions the Lystragonians, the Cyclops, Poseidon, and the Phaeacian markets. So there's mention of these different ports, as well as Ithaca, for that matter, these different ports that are present in the story of Odysseus in the Odyssey. Comparison and connection is that it's about adventure, the hero's journey, right? Going out on adventure and returning home. The ultimate goal in it is to return home. And then there's one part, there's a line, if your soul does not raise them up before you, is talking about the dangerous things you meet on the path. And one of the things that we know about Greek poetry and Greek mythology is that it's our inner flaws that are our biggest weaknesses and cause us problems. Like Odysseus, he is so full of pride and full of himself that he gets in his own way. He would have been home long ago had he actually listened to some of his crew members and other people along the way. Let it last for long years is one of the lines from the poem, and that obviously is connected to Odysseus's journey because his journey took him 10 years, what should have only taken a couple of weeks. Contrastingly, this poem is where in the Odyssey, Odysseus is trying to get home as soon as he can, or at least we believe he's trying to get home as soon as he can. In this poem, we are to pray that the road is long and the adventure takes a long time. We also, it's in the poem, the words of the poem say, you will never meet the Lystragonians, the Cyclops, Poseidon, or the Phaeacian market. Like, you will never meet the dangerous things on the journey unless you bring those dangerous things with you. Whereas Odysseus meets dangerous things on his journey. There's no curses or no disaster. It's all adventure and summer mornings in the poem Ithaca. It's much more bright and optimistic than it is negative. And then contrast, this is about the journey of life. And Ithaca in this story is like coming to the end of your life. you are constantly searching for home or for this place where things are perfect, where you fit, um, but you don't really want to find it because according to the poem, by the time you get there, you'll have learned all you need and you no longer need that place anymore. So it's kind of like saying that the destination for our lives is something that we keep in mind too much. Like, what's the next place? Really, what we need to enjoy is the adventure of our lives. And that is not what the Odyssey is all about. The Odyssey is all about trying to get to that home again. So that's the contrast with those two pieces. Okay, hopefully, this helps you understand a little bit about what you need to do for our presentation. Um, if you have any questions, make sure you let me know in class and we'll work on this together.